How's it going, guys? I'm back at it with another video. In this one, I'm going to talk about retention again, and we're going to get right into it. I know my last couple videos, I was talking about how, you just got to let the universe guide you, and understanding like the relationship between you and God, and realizing that like the future really isn't predictable. Like a lot of the times we think that we can get to like a certain stage in our life, but it doesn't happen that way, or the way we plan it to happen. It doesn't always go that way, guys. So in this one, we're going to talk about being humble, right? Because like when you get on retention, a lot of guys, they always say like, I get the aggression when I'm on retention. And with me, I felt that too. Especially like with some of my bosses that I had in the past. Like I would get aggressive, like they would want me to do something, but I can hear the undertone. Maybe they were going through a bad day, maybe they just generally didn't really like me that much, but now they're like, now I can see their true colors, guys. That's the one thing about retention that a lot of guys are going to struggle with, is in the beginning, is you got to like regulate that energy. That energy can get you in trouble, guys. Like you could really like end up in a fight with your manager, or you could fight some random person on the street, guys. Like things like that will happen possibly if you don't like ground yourself. So we're going to get into why the anger happens. And then we'll get into how to manage the anger, right, guys? So first thing is the anger happens because of maybe you start to analyze your life, and you start to look at some of the things you might have done in the past, and you realize I should be somewhere, else in life. Like I shouldn't be exactly where I'm at. Like for you to be on the retention, you're already doing good. Like you're doing better than a lot of guys. Like there's a lot of people who do exercise. There's a lot of people who do have like decent bodies. Like it's a smaller percentage, because a lot of people do like overeat and they don't have like the best physique. But let's just say that you live somewhere where a lot of people do exercise and take care of themselves. Like for sure, you're gonna like see a lot more people who are in shape and take care of themselves. But with aggression, like I'm sorry, I get off topic sometimes, guys, but with aggression, the reason why you're going to have that aggression is because you've been releasing so much your life. Like you've been releasing your testosterone. You've been releasing testosterone over and over and over. You've kind of like programmed your body. I don't really even like to say program, but it's sort of like that. Like you've like found another outlet, or you have to find another outlet besides releasing, because when you release, like you're releasing a lot of your OJAs, and semen carries the OJAs has testosterone and all sorts of other stuff, DNA, chromosomes, all kinds of like minerals and vitamins and things like that. But when you release, guys, your testosterone isn't going to increase like how it would if you retain. Now there's studies done, or just I think one study done with retention where you get up to 145%, guys, testosterone increase on day 7. The reason why most guys can't make it past day 7 is because they get those anger issues. They look at their life, they look at, I could be doing better. Why haven't I been able to accomplish some of these goals? Why does my boss treat me this way? Why do people around me treat me this way? Because your testosterone is low. Like your testosterone is like pretty much the same as theirs, but depending on how much you're releasing, guys. But when your testosterone is low, you let a lot of things slide. You let a lot of things that you would have that you're not going to let slide when you start to retain. Like you got that energy now. Like you got that like that sexual energy boiling up in you, and you're not just gonna just let your boss talk to you all kinds of crazy ways. Like you're gonna stand up for yourself most of the time, and it's not gonna happen immediately, but it will eventually happen. Now, how to So that's basically the reason why it happens, is like you start to have an insight on the things that people are saying or doing to you. And sometimes you look deeper into your life, and you kind of like analyze, like, I could be maybe doing better, and you might get angry with yourself. And that's where the aggression comes from. But realize you're on your path. Like, don't be so concerned about where you're at. Like how I said, we can't predict what the future is, and if you're on retention, you're already doing better than most men. So you're on the right track, guys. Don't worry so much about it. This is what's going to happen. When you have that aggression, you want to stop, think about what you're going to do. Because a lot of times we get this new energy because we've been releasing. We have this new energy. Now we want to act upon it. Now we want to be bold. Now we want to be like this aggressive person and say some things that might actually not be the best thing to say, guys. So always remember to like think about your situation, check yourself, try to do the best possible route, like try to avoid the confrontation. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, all it takes now, like, especially if you've been retaining for some time, all it takes is just a look. It doesn't take like much more than a look. Like, your energy's strong. Like, your eyes have like, you're kind of like Superman, guys. I know I kind of like to joke around a little bit, but your eyes have like those laser beams. Like, you can look at somebody and they're like, oh man, I really don't want to mess with that guy now. You know what I mean? Before, in the past, they'd be like, maybe we could joke a little bit with him, but don't push him because like he might end up going crazy. But now it's like you got those beams. Like you can like see people's intentions. You can see what they maybe be doing behind closed doors. Like, it all comes into light, guys. So like you have like a deeper insight on certain things. How to control the anger is what I'm going to get at here, guys. How do you control that boiling up anger that you're going to have, that aggression that you're going to have? Most of the time is being in nature. Most of the time is grounding. Most of the time is taking off your socks and your shoes. You go outside, you put your feet on the grass, you know what I mean? Or just being in nature, being around, being to yourself sometimes is what you need to do. You can also, this is a trick that works every time. Like, a lot of these tricks and stuff, like being in nature, that doesn't always work. Like, sometimes it's so in your mind, you're like, oh man, I can't really let it go. Here's one that will actually work. If you have like a bag of ice or something, or if you have like a bag of peas that are frozen, and it's getting intense, those urges are getting intense, that aggression's getting crazy, put that bag of ice right in between your legs, and you know what I'm talking about. Cool down those joules, baby. Like, you got to cool them down, because that's where a lot of that energy is boiling up. And it's what happens is it boils up from your root chakra, right? If like we want to talk about chakras, it's like all in your root chakra. It's like a pot of boiling water. Like, it's boiling up. And like it wants to go up your spine all the way up to your crown eventually, but in the process of transcending, there's some blockages. There's some stuff that you need to remove first. There's some things that you have to like deal with. Maybe some traumas in your past life. Maybe some situations that you may have thought like you could have done something different about. Realize like it's all part of the journey. Don't force the energy up. Like, that's what a lot of people try to do. They try to like go, well, I'm going to meditate and I'm going to force the next transition. Don't ever force the transition. Like, when it's ready, like, it'll happen when it's supposed to. So the water's boiling down there. What you want to do is you want to cool it down. So you grab the ice, you grab a bag of peas, you put it down there, and you kind of cool the joules down, cools your hot head off, you know what I mean? Cools your brain down a little bit, and that will save you a lot. If you don't have a bag of ice, or you don't have like a bag of peas, just get like a cup and fill it with ice and just put it in between your legs. Like, that's enough sometimes, you know what I mean? Or just a drink, like a cold drink, and with a lid on it, and just put it in between your legs. And that's like the one thing that will actually work, like with controlling some of your aggression and anger and things like that, guys. So another thing is Grounding, like I said, is useful, especially in the morning. Like I've noticed when the air is cooler, when it's just cooler outside, sometimes, excuse me, sometimes just taking off your shirt and just letting the cold air just hit your skin is enough. Sometimes just going for a walk and just kind of like thinking about like the decision that you didn't make, which made your life a little bit easier. Things like that will definitely help you progress in life, and there's not too many other ways to control that aggression. You can try to run, but that's like making it more like you're gonna have more aggression. If you're already angry, you're already on your retention journey. You're in the beginning, right, guys? And when I mean like you're in the beginning, it's like you just started retention, right? Or you haven't really gone too many days, right? Or you haven't really like broken past like a week or beyond. This is what's gonna happen. If you haven't been further than a week or 2 weeks or so, I would say minimum 2 weeks. If you haven't gone past 2 weeks without watching content, without releasing, without being with a woman, right, guys? This is what's going to happen. You're still like stuck on that lower state, guys. And, it just takes patience. It takes patience, and you have to be like vigilant with it. You have to keep going with it. What I noticed when I first started retention, I was able to break past it kind of easier, break past into like those longer, not longer streaks, but just like a longer streak than 2 weeks. It was a bit easier, but I did have those effects. I did have the anger because I'm trying to get to the because part. Because you don't know the energy yet. Like you it's been so long. Like you kind of knew the energy, but it's been so long since you felt the energy that it's almost like a new energy to you. It's the same energy as when you were like a teenager, like young teenager, like you were 13, you know? When you just became a teenager, right? And you figured out how to release, guys. Some guys start that young. That's pretty young in my opinion. But let's say, yeah, you figure out the energy. It's this boiling energy. You don't know what to do with that energy at that age. A lot of times you don't have parents around you that are telling you, hey, look, don't look at that stuff. Don't release. Actually, it's better to retain it. You know what I mean? Kind of giving you like a good, kind of giving you instructions on how you should be living, you know, not being with the girls yet, not doing these things, right? You know, kind of guiding you in the right direction, guys. So if you start releasing at that age, you have a lot of energy, but it's like newfound energy, and you're like, what's going on? So you're releasing it. Later in life, when you start to realize, okay, I need to retain this energy. I'm losing too much energy. I'm too fatigued through the day. I can't do like basic regular stuff that I used to. Why is this hard to lift? Why can't I like go on a regular walk for a certain amount of miles? Why do I have this big old belly? You know, it's because your testosterone has been depleted for so many years. And when you start to retain, you get that energy back. You get a lot of that energy that you forgot about. It starts to come back, and then you become more of a masculine man. You become who you're supposed to be. And I feel like if you never released, well, I wouldn't say never, because there's no way you can never release, but unless you're Jesus, you know, and even Jesus probably at some point, you know, maybe not, you know, it's a different time. I don't know. Nobody really knows Jesus. People talk about Jesus, and like nobody really knew him unless you were back then in the past and you actually knew Jesus, right? So here's the thing, guys. When you feel that energy again and it starts to boil up, and you realize the aggression is coming, and you're gonna be like kind of like in a situation that could be bad or good for you, or you know what I mean? Because a lot of times when this energy boils up, like I talk about, you know, females too. I talk about how when you have that energy, like you'll feel it. I feel like when you start retention, you feel that energy really strong. It's like broadcasting from your body. It's like sending waves of energy out to the universe. Like you're literally like a beacon. Like you're like waves of like energy are like literally floating off of you. You can feel that. Like you can feel that kind of energy, and then your body becomes really hot. Like your body becomes warm. Like your body becomes like literally like you could be in the winter with no shirt, window open. You've been retaining for a couple months. Like you're cool. Like you're not tripping. Like it could be 30 degrees. You're just like no shirt on, just like chilling. How is it like that? It's because you're your semen, guys. Your semen gives you that body heat. It gives you that gives you that, protection too, but it really gives you that, warmth. It warms up your body from internal. So yeah, like I said, it's like a boiling pot. It's boiling your water in your body, right, guys? Not technically, but it's sort of like that, guys. Now another thing is, so you figure out how to transmute the energy. You go outside, you ground, or you put the ice in between your legs, or you know what I mean, you just get away from the situation. That's really kind of enough, and you'll figure things out as you go along. And on the longer streaks, it'll become easier because you get more familiar with the energy. And when you get familiar with the energy, you're like, okay, day 7's coming. I know how I'm gonna feel, and it's different every time. Like every time you make it to day 7, it's like a different kind of energy. Like it is the same energy, but it's like different, right, guys? Like the first couple times I made it past day 7 was like, whoa, like this is a lot of energy. Now it's like, okay, I make it to day 7. Like, yeah, there's a lot of energy, but it's just a wave. Like it's going to go back down on day 8, and then, it's going to build back up at 14. And, it's kind of like an idea, like around those days, you'll feel that energy. It might be day 12, not 14, but usually it kind of has like the same clockwork effect, guys. Like you'll notice that energy starts to increase, and you'll notice that that it kind of happens around the same time, especially day 30. I'll get into like some of the days and stuff, and I know a lot of guys, they be talking about so many days. Like I said in my last video, don't worry about the days, forget about all that. Just do the journey, right? It's all about just doing it, just trying your best and being vigilant. Eventually it becomes easier, and you're going to be able to just figure out what you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to be guided to, and you'll feel really good. Like I'm telling you guys, it's eventually that aggression doesn't happen anymore. Like the aggression just fades. Like it's day 7. There's no aggression. You just feel energy. You're just like, I need to get this, and this done all in one day. And you just can do it like that. Like it's like back to back to back, like movements, and maybe you're exercising that day. It's like you can just destroy the gym. You feel like you're the strongest person in there sometimes. And it's cool, guys. It's cool. Like once you get used to the energy, it becomes easier. That's about it on this video. I could go further into how to ground and do certain things that could help you out, but like I said, I can't talk right now, guys. Tricks and tips don't necessarily work. You have to do them to realize that they don't work. The cold water works though. Like that's just kind of common sense. Like, if your little man's is hot, you gotta cool him off, right? That's why they say, take cold showers and stuff. Not everybody has the time to take a cold shower. Not everybody wants to get into a cold shower. Let's be honest, guys. It does kind of help to some degree, but it's better to have it really cold, right? Where you can You know, maybe a cold plunge would be better, or even an ice bath could work too, if you can go that extreme with it. I can't sit in no ice bath. I tried and it's too cold for me. Anyway, guys, peace out. Have a good one.